Well, the Democrats managed to do it. They managed to suppress the vote of more voters once again, this time in Pennsylvania. So an interesting thing happened to me. I got my ballot the other day because I'm a Pennsylvania voter, right? I've been encouraging all of you to get your ballots. You can vote early. Mail-in ballots, absentee ballots, you can do it, right? The lines that you can do early voting in a lot of states. You can go to your polling place in Virginia and a lot of other states right now and vote. By the way, we have our new Come On Man Vote t-shirts. Did you see them on our store? If you're interested, go check out our storefront. We have them on our store at morninginvest.com/store. And it's got Grover's picture there. And it says, come on, man, vote. So I got my ballot, and I was stunned to see something missing from the ballot. I guess I shouldn't have been stunned, but I was overall surprised that Democrats managed to pull this off. They managed to suppress the vote in Pennsylvania. They managed to keep the Green Party candidate, Howie Hawkins, and his running mate off the ballot in Pennsylvania after a court fight. They did the same thing. Democrats managed to do the same thing in Wisconsin. They've managed to do the same thing in other states. Now, this is exactly the type of hypocrisy that I can't stand. Democrats have long said that Republicans suppress the vote, right? The vote of the African American. We don't want blacks in this country to vote, they say about Republicans, right? Well, what about the voice of other people who want to vote not for a Democrat or a Republican? Do those people count? Do those votes matter? Do those votes matter? No, not to Democrats, because they went after him tooth and nail. And the news of the morning, of course, is that, in fact, the Green Party candidate officially ordered off the Pennsylvania ballot. Howie Hawkins thrown off the ballot. They managed to, what they say is, of course, Democrats say that Howie Hawkins did not strictly follow procedures for getting on Pennsylvania's ballot in November and cannot appear on it. The state Supreme Court ruled on Thursday, which, of course, delivered a win for Democrats. It's Joe Biden there trying to capture the battleground states' electoral votes. Now, let's go into these numbers a little bit. It must have been all Republicans, right, that voted this way. No. The court, with a 5-2 Democratic majority, these are Democratic members of the court, reversed the ruling by a Republican judge in a lower court on the candidacy of Green Party presidential nominee Howie Hawkins. All 5 Democrats on the court joined the majority opinion. The court's 2 Republicans agreed that the Green Party did not meet the law's requirements, but in a dissenting opinion said it might be possible to allow the Green Party to fix it retroactively because it was a technicality. So we'll allow you to fix it retroactively. The Democrats said, nah, not going to happen. Why? Because they're so scared about Green Party votes going to a Green Party candidate instead of going to Joe Biden. But we saw in 2016, of course, that those votes that went to Jill Stein, we know from the data and the exit polling, that they would not have gone to Hillary Clinton, that they would have stayed home. They would not have voted for this. This is disgusting. Now, we had Howie Hawkins on the show just last week, and we asked him about this. This was when they were still in the middle of this court fight. But he said this is voter suppression, straight and simple.
Yeah, party suppression is another form of voter suppression. It's the one the Democrats tend to exercise. And they say, if we get Greens off the ballot, we're going to get more votes. And like I said, I think they discourage people to get more disgusted at the two-party system. And they want to blame the Greens for these presidential elections where it was suppression of the black vote that elected the losers of the national popular vote, George W. Bush in 2000, Donald Trump in 2016. There were well over 100,000 black voters who were disqualified either by voter purges or not counting their ballots in Florida in 2000. The Green Party didn't do that. It was the Republicans. That's who the Democrats should be fighting on this. And then in 2016, take Detroit, Michigan. 75,000 ballots were never counted because the Republican Secretary of State sent in scanners that were defective into the Detroit precinct. So they had a discrepancy between the ballots that made it through the scanner and all the ballots in the precinct. So the Greens sued to have those ballots counted. And the judge said, you don't have standing because even if all those votes went to you, you couldn't win the election. The Clinton lawyers were in the courtroom observing, and the judge turned to them. You could have standing. Will you, support a recount? And they said, oh, no, we're just observing. Now, that's Detroit. Mostly black, likely Clinton voters. And so they had their chance, and then the Democrats turn around and blame us. So, they're just not dealing with the facts when they go after the Green Party.
That's Howie Hawkins, who's now thrown off the ballot in Pennsylvania. And yeah, you can write in, if you want to vote for a Green candidate, you can write in that. You can write in whoever you want, right? So yes, you have to fill that in properly, spell their name correctly, and then scratch in your little dot there in Pennsylvania. But this is voter suppression, folks. We have a two-party system, which is essentially a one-party system in this country. And instead of the Democrats trying to court these types of voters, trying to go after Green Party people, voters that might actually be interested in the environment, not want their water to be polluted because of fracking in their backyard. There was an amazing documentary, you can catch it up on YouTube, about the fracking in Pennsylvania. And all of these people that have been bought with their silence, they've signed non-disclosure agreements because they've gotten bailout money from these big oil companies, these fracking companies, because they've polluted their lands. They're not allowed to talk about it, ruined their lands, their farms, and they've taken, they come in, they basically give them a couple $100,000, tell them to shut up, sign this NDA, you can't talk about it. Water bubbling up with all kinds of methane. You can light the water on fire. There are people out there that care about this stuff, like myself. And maybe if Democrats started talking to those people and said, hey, would you be interested in healthcare for all? Something that is going to take care of the American people. We're the richest country in the world. Maybe we don't need to be involved in all of these foreign wars, bombing other countries all the time, lining the pockets of defense contractors. They can't do it because they are bought and sold by these defense contractors, just like they are bought and sold by Wall Street, just like Republicans are. The only way to make a change is to get enough groundswell support to rise up and to be able to put someone who's not bought and sold by these corporations in place, have a wholesale change in Congress, getting our representatives there, and we're getting a few of them now elected. That's how we affect change. There's enough young people that made a big movement, and we saw what happened with Ed Markey winning, right? Beating a Kennedy in Massachusetts? Are you kidding me? There's enough of them out there that care about this, that care about the future of this country. Student loan debt. Joe Biden and the Democrats had a chance at the DNC to say, one thing we want to do is eliminate student loan debt in this country. Free public college. Health care for all. We're the richest country in the world. We have enough money. We can do this. We just need to be smart with our budget and get it done. Maybe not spend $900 billion a year on defense. And it doesn't make you not a patriot, by the way. I hate that argument. You're not a patriot. You don't want to support the military? I want to support the military. I don't support these defense contractors who are making billions of dollars while Americans suffer. No, I don't. We need to order 40,000 drones so we can knock a guy off a camel in Afghanistan? Come on, man. Give me a break. So there you go. Dems officially throwing a Green Party candidate Howie Hawkins off the ticket. Let me know your thoughts on this in the chat below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. Please also don't forget to subscribe to our daily morning newsletter. Just go to morninginvest.com is how you do it.